Welcome, welcome. Live number 2 of the day. If you're hopping on, please say hello. Let us know where you're watching from if you're new. And I'm trying to get this up on my phone so I can read some comments. How is everybody? Monday night, did you survive your first day back of the week? Or are you off this week? That would be nice. Hi, Irene. Welcome. Hope everybody is doing well. Hi, Liana. Hi, Patty.
Thanks for commenting, people. We're glad to know you're here.
Yes, yes, yes. We had a kind of a lazy day. Well, Bill went out and worked on, he put up some Christmas lights and he cleaned off the porch, and I worked on chalk stuff and invoicing and all kinds of fun stuff. Hi, Alana. We're glad you're here. Did you have a good day off? Hope so. Hi, Shauna. I've got my tea. I am good to go. So we are going to be working on a jammy shirt tonight. Actually, it could just be a t-shirt. I can't open that. That's fine. That's all right. It's good. We're going to be making some jammies or a t-shirt, whatever you want to use it for. So that is what is planned for tonight. Hopefully you got, hopefully you took a look at some of the things that are on sale for week 4 of the Black Friday specials. And I know a lot of you did because we got quite a few orders. And just some great specials at 40% off and even more on some of the items. So let's get started. Let's see.
Yeah,
yes, our sweet puppy. Cockapoo. Yeah. Our son used to have a cockapoo.
19 years old.
19. That's you have been blessed. Have you had him the whole 19 years? Yep. Okay, so this is the t-shirt we're going to use. I got this, I think, from Walmart, $6.48. Can't beat that for a t-shirt. And I like it because it's got those, it's like the baseball with the raglan sleeve. And it kind of looks like Christmas Eve jammies, don't you think? I think so. So that's what we're going to put it on, and this is the transfer we're going to use. It says, so we can get it out of the shadow. Let me take it out of the plastic. It says, "Here comes Santa Claus," and it's a Santa Claus face. So, very appropriate for Christmas. We used to, when our kids were little, they used to always get Christmas Eve jammies on Christmas Eve. That would be the gift. We told them they could open up a gift. And it was always jammies. Then they got a toy or something, or a video or something. So here is our transfer that we're going to use. Here comes Santa Claus. It's a B-size transfer, so it's 8.5 by 11. And we're going to ink it. We're going to use ink tonight because we want that to be permanent. And we're going to do it in white ink on this bright red. So here's my trick. I'm going to use an ink mat behind this because if the ink happens to bleed through, I don't want it to bleed through onto the back of the fabric. So I'm turning this inside out.
Shauna, we are also dog lovers.
Yes.
19 years, that's a long time.
That's a long time. You are so blessed. Okay, so my ink mat is just a plastic mat, but it is sticky, so that helps hold the fabric in place when I go to put the ink on it. So that is helpful. And so I'm just going to, I've got this inside, instead of trying to maneuver this thing around while it's inside the shirt. I just do it on the outside, press it down, and then I flip it inside out again. Actually, it makes it a little easier, but you don't have to do that. Okay. Sleeves out. So I'm thinking this will be a quick project, but I always say that, and we're here for an hour, but I think this one should go pretty fast. And considering I was already on earlier, if you missed that live, I went through the website of all the specials on today, because I wanted you to actually see them and not just get a post and say, oh, okay, whatever. I wanted you actually to see what was on sale. Okay, so I got the ink mat down, and our transfers are adhesive, reusable, vinyl silk screen transfers. So where you don't, oh, not used to the overhead. Where there is clear, there is actually a screen there, a very fine mesh silk screen. So that's different from stencils, because stencils, you can't get this detail. All of this would have to be connected somehow to make it work on a stencil. But because ours is connected with the silk screen, we can put a lot more detail in it. So I'm just kind of making sure that is centered. I think that's down far enough. Maybe a little bit lower.
For that size, it should be fine.
So I'm laying it down, trying to make sure I've got it straight. Looks pretty good. If it's not centered, it's okay. It's pajamas. But it doesn't have to be pajamas. But this just looked really cute for pajamas. Did you guys get pajamas for your kids when they were little?
Little.
Little. Well, yeah. Or big.
Or big.
Or big.
I've been laughing at those. We were walking through Walmart, and they had a picture of the entire family wearing matching pajamas. And it's like, oh!
Don't get any ideas, right?
Don't get any ideas. You know,
well, we used to get them pajamas, and then they grew up. We had two boys, and then they were kind of teenagers, and then they didn't really wear pajamas. They just kind of wore boxers to bed. So then we started getting them those novelty boxers, and so that went on for a while until pretty recently, and then they just kind of went by the wayside.
Oh my goodness, Darla's coming after you already. She decided to jump on tonight.
Darla's here. Where's my ruler? Gotta get my ruler. Darla's
here. You
here.
gotta make sure it's straight.
Here's my ruler. Okay.
No, we didn't. Just got Santa hats. What? Everybody in your family got Santa hats?
Ha! It's centered, Darla. Okay. So there we go. I'm pushing it down. There's a whole lot of screen here and very little adhesive. So I want to make sure, excuse me, what adhesive is here is pushed down so I don't have any bleeding with my ink. Okay, I think we're good. And I'm going to use our Chalkology ink in bright white. We have big variety of colors, but on this, I think the contrast on the white with the red will be good. I could do it in black, but then Santa's kind of got the white beard and all of that, so we're going to do it in white. Okay, so this is a new jar of ink.
I'm sure Alana wants you to put the glitter on it.
Well, yeah, I don't have glittery white ink. Sorry. Anyway, okay. I want to make sure. I want to be careful.
That's just the way Alana rolls.
I want to be careful that I don't get ink on my fingers, because if I get whatever ink I get anywhere on this shirt, it's going to leave a stain. It might not be permanent, but it will leave a stain.
I need my tea dog. You want to sit by Mama? You want to sit by Mama?
Sit on Dad's chair.
Okay.
So when I do the ink on fabric, I'm going to put it down in one direction. I'm not going to go all over like I can do with paste. I'm either going to go straight down or straight across, but not back and forth and all over the place. That helps eliminate some of the bleeding. So I'm going to put some ink on my squeegee, and I'm going to just start dragging that across the screen. And it's going through the screen into the fabric, and then in a bit we will heat set it. So, and it's really easy when it's one color. It's just kind of swoop and done. I'm making sure I don't leave any open spots. I shouldn't be seeing any of the red fabric through there. Now I can kind of tell that the white ink is not completely covering this red. So I'm going to lay down kind of a thicker layer than I ordinarily would, because that red is very vibrant. And if I don't have thick enough white ink, it will end up looking pink, which might not be a bad thing. You might want a pink Santa Claus.
If I were doing it on my screen print, I would do a double print, meaning that I'd put down one layer, heat it, and then put down a second layer. I don't know if you can do that so well with this, but that might be the way to get around it.
And I can do just a temporary dry and see if it needs another coat. So I've got that on thicker than I ordinarily would, but because I want that white to really cover that red underneath it. Okay, I think I've got it. So I'm going to wipe that off, and then before I touch it, I'm going to check my fingers. You can see I've got some ink on there, because again, I don't want to touch anywhere on here, or I'll leave a stain. And so I'm going to grab this and start to pull it up. So I'm starting at a corner, but I'm working towards the middle, because I don't want to pull it from a corner. I want to pull it top to bottom or side to side. And I can see a little bit where I'd like to get that a little bit thicker. So before I completely pull it up, I'm going to lay it right back down, and do the same thing here. As long as I haven't completely pulled it up, I can lay it back down, and pretty much it's in the same spot. There we go. Cute, cute. Here comes Santa Claus. Right down Santa Claus Lane. Hey, Lois. Hello. Hello, Sharon. Glitter everywhere. You could probably put glitter on it and heat press it. I'm not sure what it would do, but there's always room for glitter. Okay, I'm not quite ready to clean this yet, so I'm just going to spray this. I don't want the ink to dry in my screen, because that makes it harder to clean out. So if I keep the ink damp, then it's easier to clean and it won't dry. So I'm going to put that in some water. And I'm going to put my lid on this, and there's my inking. Now I'm going to, ordinarily I would say let this dry overnight, or at least an hour, to let it kind of air dry. That won't heat set it, but it helps with the heat setting if your ink isn't wet, because if the ink is wet and you heat set it, it can kind of smear. So I'm going to take a shortcut, and I'm going to use my little drying tool and dry it just to dry to the touch before I show you how I heat set it. Now, once I heat set this will be permanent. I can throw it in the washing machine, throw it in the dryer, and it will come out just perfect. You don't have to do any special temperatures. You don't have to do any special cycle in the dryer. Whatever the fabric asks for, you just do that with this. And it holds up really well. It's not it kind of sinks into the fibers. It doesn't become one with the fibers like sublimation does, but it does kind of sink. The heat setting sinks it into the fibers, so it doesn't really feel like a sticker or vinyl. Still a little damp because I put it on pretty thick, so it's going to take a minute or two to dry, and then I'll show you how we heat set. So let's see. Very nice. Thanks, Barbara. I didn't see you here yet. Welcome. Okay, so did I miss how many people used to do jammies for their kids or for themselves? Just a couple? Okay. Maybe you're going to start again. Everybody needs a t-shirt, right? So I could pair this up with a pair of stretchy lounge pants or...
Patty said they did for them one thing in Denver. Amanda said, no, we didn't. Just got Santa hat. I asked her if everybody got a Santa hat. She didn't answer that one. No. I had a Santa hat.
You got a whole Santa outfit. He dressed up as Santa for quite a few years.
I'm talking as a kid. I think it was even a picture of me dressed up as a Santa way back when I was like 5 or 6.
Back when you were...
Probably have to ask Joanne if she has a photo. I think I've seen it not too long ago.
I'm going to continue to let this dry for a minute, and I'm going to clean my transfer so you can see how that's done, because I need to wait on that anyway. Okay, so I've sprayed it with water, and I'm going to start with just a paper towel. And just another quick spray. And I'm going to use a paper towel to get the bulk of this ink off.
Hi, Cheryl.
So
Cheryl jumped in.
Hi, Cheryl. Okay, so that gets the bulk of the ink, and I can just toss that away, and it doesn't get my board eraser all mucked up. So I'm going to spray it again, and now I'm going to go in with my board eraser, which is like a magic eraser with no chemicals, and clean this off. And I am making sure that I have all of the ink or paste, if I was using paste. I'm trying to make sure that is all out of the screen.
Alana says that everyone got a Santa hat, including the dogs and cats, and the dogs loved it, and the cats never forgiven her. Sounds about right.
Yeah. I don't know that any of our animals would stand for hats for very long. It might be a chore just long enough for a picture. Okay, so I turned it over, and I'm getting off any of the fibers. You can kind of see my my board erasers picked up some of the red fibers from the shirt. So I'm trying to get that off of the adhesive part so that it's nice and sticky for next time. You can reuse these transfers 10 to 12 times, guaranteed by the company, and you can actually get more use out of that if you take really good care of it and clean them up right away. Now I'm going to let that air dry. When it's completely dry, I'm going to take my backer sheet that I saved, and there's a shiny side and then there's a matte side. So you put the shiny side to the sticky side and then store it away back in its envelope until you're ready to use it again, or until you're ready for your next pajama shirt.
Now what are we doing? Okay,
well, now I'm going to get out my heat pad, and I'm going to give this just it's still a little tacky. I'm gonna hit it with the dryer just a little bit longer. I'm gonna remove it from the ink mat because I don't want to press it with the ink mat in there, because that will melt it. And you can see it didn't pick up any ink, so the ink did not go through this fabric. It's kind of a pretty good quality, so it's thick enough. So somewhere I have my backer sheet. Because this is sticky, I don't want it to gather dust, so I'm putting my little plastic backer sheet on it. This is actually half of an ink mat. This is the 11 by 23 ink mat. So actually it's like this long. And I cut it up because I really only need this for a t-shirt. And then I did some little baby onesies and that was perfect for that. So you can cut them up if you want. And I'm going to continue drying for just a minute. If you are interested in this transfer or any of the chalk supplies that I'm using tonight, I'm sorry, I keep looking, should be looking at the camera. I need to put like somebody's face up there. So if you're interested in any of the supplies, you can comment Santa. Did I say Santa? No, what did I say? What's in the pinned comment? I think it was Santa.
Yes, Santa.
Okay. Type Santa in the comments and you will get a notification to your messenger. It has a link to all of the chalk supplies. It has the ink mat, it has the ink, it has the transfer, it has the squeegees, it has the board eraser. So if you don't need any of that stuff, feel free to just pop it out of your cart. If there's other things you need or you want a different color ink, feel free to exchange that. That's just a handy way that a link that takes you to my shop, and then you don't have to search for what we used tonight, if that's something that interests you.
Cheryl's asking, she came in a little bit later, but she's got on her pajama tops for shirt.
It's really a t-shirt, but to me it looks like a pajama shirt. I got it from Walmart. It's actually from the men's section, George. I personally like the men's t-shirts because the long sleeves are longer, and I have really long arms. So my mom used to tease me. I said I looked like Ichabod Crane. I guess Ichabod Crane had short sleeves. And
It was long and lengthy.
yep.
And his description was
So I usually will get the men's t-shirts, and I can get a smaller size, so it's kind of feel good sizing. But the sleeves fit me better.
Cheryl says she has the first men's t-shirt also.
They're a little roomier where you might need roominess.
I'm going to pass this on one more time, then I'll stop talking about it. But I'm watching the speed of our satellite and the speed of everything. I'm having interruptions on my phone, but it is not our internet. So this has to be coming from Facebook. That's the only thing I can figure out. Everything else seems to be working right. So sorry, folks.
Okay, and I want to announce that today was a very busy day. And today, I mentioned before, I've been trying to qualify for the next leadership level in our company. And today, this afternoon, I did. So yay, I am officially a mentor in Chalk Couture. And that means I qualify now to go to the leadership convention. So we'll have to start making plans to go to Las Vegas in January. So thank you so much, all of you. We have loved your support, and even if you haven't purchased anything, we get our support from you just coming on and commenting and watching and hopefully getting inspired. But you give me the energy to keep doing this, and I just really appreciate it. And I thought I would share my good news with you.
Cheryl says congrats.
Thank you.
Patty says congrats. Happy for you. Liana says yay. Happy for you. Lana says yay for Robin.
Thank you.
I see Robin gets it, and I don't. Thanks,
Well.
Alana. Appreciate it.
Okay,
I know you love me.
I do. I'm taking you with me.
I'm talking
Taking
about
you.
Alana.
Okay, well, I'm taking you with me to Las
You
Vegas.
just
so
want somebody to do the lives while we're there.
maybe. Okay, so it's pretty much dry to the touch. And now I'm going to heat set it. And before I do that, I'm going to put down some parchment paper. Again, parchment paper, not wax paper. And this is basically to protect your iron from the ink in case it's not completely dry enough. It protects the plate of your iron from getting any ink on it. Now I'm going to use an easy press, and it's going to be set at 350 degrees for 30 seconds. And then this is bigger than my easy press, so I'm going to do it in 2 sections. Now you don't have to have an easy press to do this. You can do it with a household iron. You still use the parchment paper, but your iron is dry, no steam, medium high, and you're going to take it and you're going to keep it moving, not fast, but you're going to keep it in motion for about 4 minutes, and then turn it over and do 4 minutes on the other side, and that will heat set your ink. Okay, you keep it moving because irons, here's my little baby iron. Most irons, household irons, are meant for steam. So they've got these little holes in it for the steam to come out. So if I just held that in place, those little holes would create little indents on my on the surface of my fabric, and I don't want that. So with a household iron, you keep it moving so you don't get those indentions. This does not have any steam vents. So, okay, so it's set at 350. I'm going to set it for 30 seconds. I don't have to apply any pressure. I know sometimes if you're doing heat transfer vinyl, you have to push down on it. This you don't need pressure. You just need the heat. Again, 350 for 30 seconds. And then I'll check it, because again, I did put a lot of ink on it on purpose because I wanted it to cover that red. So if it cools off and it still feels a little tacky, I might go over it again for another 30 seconds just to make sure it's completely heat set. But
So
super simple.
Alana did say she loves me because I'm her best brother ever. I think I'm her only brother, right? And then Cheryl said, "Will you drive or fly to Vegas?" And I said yes.
We're not sure. We just thought about that today. So we'll be looking into prices and see if it's
Okay, name that press again. She wants to know. Everyone wants to know, what is that thing again?
Cricut Easy Press. And if you are interested, we do have a Amazon link to it on our page under guides. Or if you just type in the comments that you would like the Amazon link, I will send it to you after the live. I'm just kind of cooling this off because I'm gonna touch this, and it still feels hot. It still feels a little bit tacky. So I'm going to do it again for another 30 seconds. It will feel tacky when it's hot, but it's when it cools off, if it still feels a little grabby, then you know it might not be completely heat set. So you just run it through again. Anytime you do ink on fabric, it's generally 350 for 30 seconds. However, if you're using a more delicate fabric, I don't know if you'd want to be heat pressing on silk, but if you have a more delicate fabric, you might want to bump this down to 300, 325. That's not super crucial. Okay, Liana, I will send you the link, and Irene, I'll send you the link. As soon as I'm done off of here, I'll go in and get it, or I don't know if you're able to.
I can't do it while we're broadcasting. It's too much information.
TMI?
We have a hard enough time getting good signal through Facebook instead of interrupting anything.
But also, a lot of the craft stores, Michael's sells them, Joanne's sells them. You can get them from the Cricut website, but sometimes it's just easier to have Amazon bring it to your house. And I'm gonna turn it inside out, and I'm going to press it again from the back, just because that's a thick layer of ink, and I want to get it.
You can see it.
I want to get it.
You can actually see it on the screen. You can see it.
Yeah. It didn't bleed through, but it almost did. Okay.
Basically, it's plugging up the ink is plugging up the holes between the openings of the thread. That's what it is. That's what
So
you're seeing.
again, I'm going to do, I probably don't need the parchment paper for the back here because I'm not directly on the ink, but it's just good habit to put down your parchment paper. It can't hurt to do that. So again, I'll do 30 seconds. Okay. So did you have a lot of productive crafting, Liana? And you, Alana, you had your day off. Did you craft?
No, she cleaned, I'll bet.
She cleaned?
Stay away from your vacuum cleaner. You know better.
Does she still have a stay away order from the vacuum cleaner?
We are, I put up some Christmas lights today, Alana. I think you should have gone out and done yours.
Climb up that ladder and get them. Never been a fan of shopping in stores. Yeah, that's true. That COVID can help you give you a really good excuse. It's different here that we have moved. We grew up in a city all our lives, and now we moved out to the country, and it's 25 minutes to town. So our shopping habits have changed. It used to be we'd run to the grocery store and we'd run back home.
It was 5 minutes, not a joke.
We'd run to Target and we'd come back home.
I would walk to Target.
Yeah. Or we'd go to the bank and we'd come back home. But now we kind of have to have a list of all the errands we need to run to get it all done when we go into town.
So
Okay.
Lana says she cleaned and went and got her nails done. Great. Not only that, I'm going to put she's not going to put her lights up herself.
Okay, so here is our
She's going to put her lights up herself.
Here's our shirt. Now it is. I don't know if you can see it. It is a little pinky here. So what I may do is let it cool off, let it relax, and then lay my transfer back down over it and put another layer of ink over it to get really solid white coverage, and then just heat set it again, because I can see some pink coming through, and you might be okay with that.
I can tell you that's going to be really hard to do the second time, trying to line it up, but it does work.
We'll see.
It's just
if I
going to
can't
take
do
some
it,
work.
yeah, if I can't do it, because, well, let me show you what it kind of looks like. I'm not going to do it, but I can lay this down and I can see where it was.
Cheryl says Dollar General is 3 doors from her house.
Oh,
And
so
Leanna says she grew up where the closest Walmart was 45 minutes away and then got married to move to a city where it's 5 minutes away. We had some friends that lived in Montana and they would literally plan the day. It was a 3-hour trip to go to Walmart.
The grandmother lived near us in Southern California, and she would go to visit. No, they would come to visit her. Yeah, see, I can pretty much line it up again to lay it down again. So I'll probably do that off camera. But if you don't mind a little slight pink tinge, you wouldn't have to do that at all. Anyway, let me finish this story.
Yes, dear.
The grandkids would come to visit Grandma in Southern California, and she would say, "Let's go to Walmart." And the kids would go, "Okay, yeah, Grandma, yeah." They would run and get their backpacks, and they would be looking for snacks and juice boxes and all because they were used to the Walmart trip being an all-day thing. And Grandma's like, "It's down the road. It's a mile down the road. We'll be home within the hour." But that was just kind of funny how get ready for a day at Walmart with your backpack and everything. And
Of course, when they'd go, they'd be spending $500 and $600.
that's true, because you had a bunch of stuff. Okay, so this is our project tonight. So get you a t-shirt, and any of our B-size transfers work really well with t-shirts. So if you have any of them and think, would that make a good t-shirt? But I thought this would be just darling for, and I'm little over there and not overhead. And Bill's putting another log on the fire.
That's something to put two on.
We're in Southern California. We both grew up all our lives in Riverside. I don't know if you know where that is. Riverside, and we lived there for 50 years, and then we retired and decided our kids didn't see fit to give us grandchildren, and our parents had all passed away, and so we had no family responsibilities or grandkids, and so we got out of Dodge, and we ended up moving to Idaho. Yeah, come move to Idaho, and they said no, but so they come and visit Christmas time once a year, and we generally get down that way. We might meet them in Las Vegas when I go for my leadership conference.
That might be the thing. That's why I didn't decide what we're going to do yet, because we might just
okay. So you know Orange County, yeah, very close to Orange County. Okay, so awesome. We have nothing 3 doors from our house except the river.
That's the nice part.
It is nice. It's nice, but it is different. Again, we have had to learn to plan ahead, and I think we've done pretty good. But there's the occasional day where we've had to go into town twice the same day. But it's a lovely drive anyway.
There's nothing bad about driving along the river.
Okay. So here we go. We are done for the day.
You look fabulous. You look marvelous.
Okay. So here are, switch it so we're not overhead, dear darling. Switch it so we're not overhead.
You got to do your thing,
Yeah,
don't you?
I got to do my thing.
Say goodbye.
I am, but
I thought you were going to say goodbye.
Say goodbye. Okay, so here's our cute little jammy shirt, or it doesn't have to be jammies.
Look, I'm matching.
Okay, there you go. You could
I was
wear
wearing
it.
my red flannels and my suspenders because I was being a farmer today.
Okay, so we're gonna pose for a second.
You were supposed to say goodbye.
I know, I was supposed to say goodbye.
Never can seem to get that together.
You just need to learn to edit better.
Oh, I'll just spend the money and get it done. Thank you.
Okay, so make yourself some t-shirts, make yourself some jammy shirts, and and you're near Tahoe. We honeymooned in Lake Tahoe. And then we made the mistake of visiting Lake Tahoe again years and years later on 4th of July. It took us hours to get around the lake because everybody visited the lake on the 4th of July. So, but it was still beautiful. So, okay, well,
bye, Alana.
Goodbye, Alana.
Have a great evening.
Have a good rest of your week. We will see you tomorrow evening. I believe we are on tomorrow night. And then we'll be on Wednesday morning. And sometime we're going to be going live every single day, even on Thanksgiving. So, what? You heard me. So it'll probably be Thanksgiving evening. So save a piece of pie, and we will all get together. We will all get together, and we will have a piece of pie together, and I'll do a quick craft
with whipped cream,
and we'll be good to go. So thanks for helping me reach my goal. There will be more goals in the future, but thank you for this one. I am so thankful and so grateful, and to you for helping me. And to all of you for helping us and supporting us. So again, we will see you tomorrow. Good night. Bye-bye.